The champions of the two biggest women's clay court events so far face off in the second round of the Internazionali BNL d'Italia's Mutua Madrid Open champion Simona Halep faces Porsche Tennis Grand Prix winner Laura Siegemund. To add further spice to this encounter, it's actually a rematch of the Stuttgart semi-final, which saw Siegemund shock Halep in straight sets on her way to the title a couple of weeks ago. Halep comes into the Internazionali BNL d'Italia on an understandable high, fresh from capturing her second title at the Mutua Madrid Open with a gripping 3-set victory over Christina Mladenovic in the final, and joining Serena Williams and Petra Kvitova as the only women to win the Premier Mandatory level title twice. From dropping to world no. 8, she's back in the top 4, although seeded 6th in Rome this week, and she's also shot into the top 8 of the Road to Singapore rankings for the first time this season. After a tough start to the year, which included a first-round exit at the Australian Open, a 5-week absence as she recovered from a knee injury, and a brief split with coach Darren Cahill after he was unhappy with her attitude during a tough defeat to Johanna Konta in the Miami Open quarterfinals, Halep is rounding into her best form on the clay. Starting with two stellar performances in trying circumstances during Romania's Fed Cup tie against Great Britain, Halep looked good in Stuttgart in her run to the semi-finals right up until she ran into Siegemund, of which more later, and was very, very good in Madrid, surviving 3-set tussles with Samantha Stosur and Roberta Vinci in the early rounds, holding her nerve against Coco Vanduag and Anastasia Sevastova, and finally beating Mladenovic in a match which tested not only Halep's always fantastic defense and ability to grind out points, but her commitment to attacking and dictating the play and her self-belief. That last probably the biggest question mark in most people's minds when it comes to the Romanian. Halep couldn't have peaked at a better time, with the French Open more wide open than any I can recall on the women's side less than 2 weeks away, but it's not necessarily good news for Rome. In years when Halep has gone deep in Madrid, her performance the next week in Rome has understandably suffered. In 2014, when she finished runner-up to Maria Sharapova in Madrid, she beat Madison Keys in her Rome opener but gave a walkover to Carla Suarez Navarro. In 2016, when she won her first title in Madrid, she lost her opening match in Rome to Daria Gavrilova. Conversely, when she has done well in Rome in the past, her breakthrough run to the semi-finals as a qualifier in 2013, another semi-final run in 2015, Halep had lost early in Madrid. So that doesn't necessarily bode well for a deep run for Halep this week, and it's not as if she has a particularly easy opening opponent in Siegemund. The German first came to widespread attention when she made a fantastic run to the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix final as a qualifier in 2016, beating 3 top 10 players including Halep before losing to Angelique Kerber, and went on to finish runner-up in Bastad and made the semi-finals of Bucharest. In 2017, Siegemund lost 7 of her first 8 matches of the year, but once she moved to clay started to rack up impressive results again. She was a semi-finalist on the green clay of Charleston, and then not only reproduced but bettered her Stuttgart run, granted a wildcard. Siegemund beat Svetlana Kuznetsova, Karolina Pliskova, Halep again, and then finally Mladenovic in the final to claim the Premier title.